Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to stream number 27 of the 90-Day Novel Writing Challenge. I'm your host, Cody the Writer. I'm trying to write the first draft of my fantasy novel. Oh my God, I just choked on spit. Of my fantasy novel in 90 days. We're off to a great start, friends. If you can tell, it's been a Tuesday. So with that, I'm currently a little over 57,000 words into this story. And we are pretty much right in the break to Act 3. So things are about to get real fast paced. As you can tell from the background, from the theme, the third trial is all about ice. We have a maze, we have a frozen lake, and lots of scary things chasing us. So that's the tea on me. Emily, how are you, friend?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, Cody. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to write together tonight. I am working on the first draft of Project Spellbound, which is my dark academia fantasy project, which is where am I at in this one? I just hit, spoiler alert, I guess, for my next couple of videos, but I just hit 50K like 2 days ago. So that project is coming out fast and furious, which is really exciting.
As I said, that's really fast.
Really fast. So I started it in September. I started it in April, but I started it in earnest in September. So it's been, what's that, like 4 months? I'm bad at math. Yeah. That's why I write. So it's been 4 months. So I got 50K in 4 months, which is a personal record for me, which is really exciting. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. But yeah, I'm good. I did 6 loads of laundry today. I was telling Cody about my very exciting life. I am currently on a creative sabbatical, which we can talk about later if anybody cares. So that has been really cool. So I've got a lot of time to work on the project. So super excited to be here. Super excited to get some words in. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Slay. And we have some friends here in the chat. We have Tia. Hi, friend. Welcome in. Imagine being able to draft. LOL. Right. Hello, Amelia.
Hi, Amelia.
Welcome in. Hi, Ari.
Oh my goodness. So many friends.
Let me tell you something. I have been eating up Crafts and Crash Outs. The way y'all keep like turning all of these, like, what is it? Like turning metaphors from like pottery and things, like from Mick.
I know. I loved the gnome segment this week was excellent.
That blew my mind. I didn't know about geniuses and gnomes. That's where that came from.
No, me neither.
And I will now claim to have a little writer, creative fairy gnome person, and he lives in my house. So grateful to my gnome for taking care of me.
100% agree.
Okay, if you had a genius, what would you name it?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like something really random. Like I love when people name their cats after like objects, like microwave or something.
Microwave is crazy.
I think I would call my gnome Broom. I think I would go Broom. B-R-U-M. I think I would call him Broom. What about you?
I don't know. I feel like I would name mine something like from the forest. So it'd be like, I don't know, like cedar or plank. Or
plank and broom.
Plank and broom. Oh wait, that's actually really cute.
I love this.
So yeah, that's probably what I would do. Or like root, you know, just something. I don't know. I feel like it'd be naturey.
He likes the elements. I love this.
I care. Please spend 2 hours talking about it. You're telling me you don't want to write, Tia? In this economy, we gotta write.
We got to.
You know, that's what keeps us from going insane in the membrane.
Sometimes it doesn't even stop us, but sometimes it's just a nice companion.
And sometimes it encourages it.
Correct.
the insane, because I was watching this video during one of my recent doom scrolls on Instagram Reels, as you do, and there was this guy talking about like how are readers and writers not like fundamentally crazy, you know? Like we look at words printed on thin slices of trees and imagine it happening in our minds. Like that's
emotionally attached to.
Yeah. Like we get attached to these things, these people that are not real, just by looking at words on a page. So, you know, maybe we're all a little mad here.
I would have it no other way. Honestly, it keeps life interesting.
Truly. Leo, same. Oh, you're so welcome, Ari. Thank you for the lovely, delicious content, because now I pretty much have like some sort of podcast that released on each day of the week. So every day of the week at work, I know I can get on YouTube and there will be a new podcast episode of something, whether it be plot twist or craft and crash outs or pin to pod. I'm always fed, and I love that.
Amazing. I love a good writing podcast. So Craft and Crash Outs is excellent.
Yes, agreed, Ari. But also, I feel like with a name like Craft and Crash Out, you're expecting a little bit of unhinged, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I love. Do you watch the Broski Report?
I do, but like way later. So I feel like I watch a bunch of them back to back. But yes.
That's another one of my
level of unhinged.
Yes, but it is also like she's so insightful into so many things because she is like an avid reader. She loves to like study history and etymology and like incorporate that in the podcast. So like I always leave her podcast feeling like, okay, maybe my crash out is valid, but also I learned something, you know? So it's like a little mix.
Which is perfect. Honestly, if you leave a podcast with those two feelings,
right,
that's a good podcast. That's a good day.
I feel seen and I learned something. That's all I need.
Exactly.
Kylie says, unfortunately, I'm not writing today, just getting through some final projects of the semester, and this is the only way I'll get them done, I fear. Well, we are so glad to be here to support you through the rest of your semester, because I know that this time of year in December, crazy pants. Yep. So
100%.
Sending all the love.
Happy to be your accountability today, Kylie.
Truly. Nick teaches me things every day. I bought myself a creative desk gnome. I will feature it in the next episode when it arrives.
Please.
Are you going to name it, Ari? Because, plank and broom. We love. Oh, yeah. So glad it's over. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, congrats on draft 1, Amelia. That's so exciting. Oh, I love that. Everyone's finishing these drafts left and right. Met a dog yesterday named Door.
Excellent. See, I knew I wasn't the only one.
I'm getting Game of Thrones flashbacks though from Hodor. That was a reveal that I was not emotionally prepared for.
Do you want to hear something hilarious?
I would love to hear something hilarious.
I don't know if this is hilarious. Maybe I'm overselling it here, but I've never seen Game of Thrones.
And that's okay.
Episode.
It has its issues. The
cultural impact is crazy cool.
It has crazy cultural impact, but it definitely has some flaws, in my opinion. But you know,
what doesn't? What in our world is not? Honestly,
very true. Say that again. Making me feel better about this first draft I'm writing.
Yes.
Oh my God, your dog's name is Bacon.
Oh, that's excellent.
I also love when people name an animal a different animal.
Yes.
Like Natalie has a dog. Yes, a dog named Goose. Love.
I love.
Like, so top tier. I mean, or I guess food, because we have a Honey. That's my dog's name.
I love her name. She's so cute also, obviously.
Don't let her hear you. She'll run into the camera. Hello, welcome in. Find me a day where I want to write.
No, literally. I write under duress as if this isn't my hobby. I don't do this for fun.
Yeah. What? Okay. I have a question. Just sparked up. What is it? Because we all can agree writing is hard. And it is very challenging, and it can, do a lot for someone's like mental health if it's not going well, things like that. So I'm curious, Emily, what is it about writing that you feel makes you always come back to it?
That is a great.
It's very deep
question. Deep question. We're just like right in. What is it that makes me come back to writing? I think the feeling that you get when you have perfectly, or maybe not perfectly, very much imperfectly, captured an emotion that you feel like is one that only you've experienced. And then when you show it to a friend or like somebody else reads it and they read it and they get that same emotion back, like being able to transfer and communicate with people, I guess, connect with people that way. And even doing this in like past versions of drafts and stuff too, where I'll go through and I don't know if you're the same, but sometimes whenever I'm writing, like I'll remember the headspace that I was in when I wrote certain pieces of prose, and I'll remember that. So when I'm going back through and writing, it's like I'm in conversation with old versions of myself that we're all trying to figure out what this story was. So I think that piece, that like curiosity of how it's going to change today, is what keeps me coming back to it. Does it work every single day? No, because sometimes I'm over it.
Yeah,
but I would say that's the most consistent piece.
Yeah, and consistency does not necessarily mean perfection, because there are some days where you will not have it in you to show up, and those days are okay. But as long as you're making the effort to do it, as long as there's a part of you on days you don't write, as long as that part of you is like that wants to, as long as that part remains, active, then I wouldn't put too much weight on the days where you're not quite feeling it,
100%.
But I agree with you. I love the way you said that you feel like you get to connect with these different versions of yourself. It's like when you go back and like revise or something. And this current project that I'm working on, Project Purple, I've talked about it a little bit like in streams and on the channel, but this story, it started, the seed of it was planted when I was like a child. Like I was like maybe 11, 12. And I had this idea for this like huge fantasy story that I wanted to write or whatever. And at first it was just going to be a quick story about a boy who gets pulled from the real world and then he accomplishes a thing and he goes back home, the end. And I have had this like running document on my computer for as long as I've had a Mac, which has been pretty much since high school, of just like notes and tidbits and outline ideas for this story. And like you said, it was just really cool to go back and see what past Cody thought this story was going to be. But as I have grown up and have accepted all of the parts of myself, not just the parts that are socially acceptable, this story feels like it was always what it was meant to be, because I have gone and I've been able to see that growth from start to fully formed Cody now. And it's just so cool. It's literally a time capsule of your consciousness.
Yes, which is it's so neat. And I don't know if anybody else relates to this. I have the memory of a goldfish on my best days. So for me, writing and having like proof of thought, I guess, from previous days of like, oh, I was working through, like, this is what I thought the project was on this day, or like, this is where I left off. This is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, it almost feels like it's like a written camera roll of an account of what I did. Like, oh yeah, Thursday was the day that I realized that like this needed to happen, or Wednesday was the day that I realized I actually hated that whole scene and needed to cut it. So it really just depends. But I love that. I love that idea of a story as a time capsule, especially one that's been with you for such a long time. That's like a formative experience that is continuing to happen. That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah. And now it is this crazy 5-book series, allegedly, even though I've only written one of them. Well, I haven't even finished the first one. So, but I have a vision, I have a plan, and if all goes according to plan, this will be at least 4 to 5 books.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. But it's going to be a lot of work, but it's fine because I'm confident that I will get it done.
You will.
It'll be tough, but I'm confident in my perseverance, at least, to show up until it is done.
And that's, I think, the most valuable thing you can have as a writer too, is the sheer determination to get it done, to see it through. However it ends, you will see it to its end.
Yes, 100%. And my first book wasn't like that. The whole reason I started this YouTube channel was so that I would have some accountability to finish the first book, because I had nowhere near the amount of self-discipline that I have now. And so, sometimes you might need to start with outside accountability, have like 3 or 4 people, or just one really, really close writing friend who checks in on you frequently, maybe every day, and is like, hey, Diva, have we gotten any words in today? Like, do you need me to hype you up? Do you need me to gas you up? Because if you also need to gas up, Craft and Crash Outs, full circle.
Crash Outs, yeah.
See how we did that? But anyways, so I love that. I love that you to share that experience with you of like reconnecting with these past versions of yourself through your writing. That's so neat.
I love it.
But
I love
for these next 5 minutes, whatever. I'm a writer.
I would. We love a synonym.
I would love to talk a little bit more about your sabbatical that you're kind of on right now.
Oh yeah.
And I know we had chatted a little bit beforehand about you haven't quite gotten to the point where you're like setting up like a structure, but if you were to set up a structure, what would be your dream full-time author day?
Oh my goodness, love this question. Love this question.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like since I only have 2 months, I'm trying not to be too prescriptive about how I spend them, just because I know myself. And as soon as I make a plan for something, I all of a sudden don't want to follow it. So I'm just kind of like letting the days take me where they need to go. But in terms of my dream day, like my ideal full-time writer day, I think I would wake up, make myself a cup of coffee and like a piece of toast. And I would sit down at my computer and write for like an hour or two. I am not a morning person, so I've been waking up between like 9 and 10 a.m. right now while I am off. Used to wake up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. So this is a lot of time to sleep in, which is really, really nice because I'm super active in the nighttime usually. I'm usually either an early morning, like wee hours, or very late at night writer. So this has allowed me to kind of do both depending on what the day looks like. So I would start with, like a 2-hour stretch in the morning, a couple of different sprints, and then I would go do something outside of the house, go on a walk, go see friends, etc. Do some like house chores and stuff. That's the best thing that I can do for myself when I feel like I'm blocked creatively. Is like I need to clean something up.
Personal admin, yeah, basically.
Exactly.
Life
so I'd probably
admin.
do that. Yes, and then that would probably take me to like, let's say like mid to early afternoon. Yeah, probably like 2 o'clock. And then I would probably jump into a little bit more writing and then break for dinner, hang out in the evening, either with my boyfriend or with friends, whatever, or just read a book, etc. And then I would do probably one more. I've really been liking like the 10 o'clock to midnight window for writing. So I would do another probably like 2-hour window there, which doesn't necessarily mean straight writing. Usually it's like me writing 200 words and then going down a rabbit hole in Wikipedia about something that's plot relevant and then coming back and being like, oh shoot, I need to actually get words. So yeah, I would say that's probably like my ideal writing day. If I write for more than 6 hours, I think B.E. Schwab said something about this in a podcast episode, but any more than 6 hours and you start like immediately doubting everything that you're putting on the page. And that's when you have to throw in the towel for the day.
Yeah. So, my sweet spot is like 3 to 4 hours a day. And usually that's broken up into like I might do 2 hours while I'm at work and doing 2 hours now on stream. So like it's broken up throughout the day, but that's usually like my mental cap. Once I hit that, I'm like,
you're good. That box is checked. We're done.
Yeah. Because also, I mean, while I, in the first draft, I am trying to hit a certain word count goal or whatever. I also just like, if I put in the time and didn't hit the word count goal, I'm less likely to beat it myself because I put in the time. And so, that's just how it is. 100%. But I love that. That sounds like a lovely full-time author day.
I've only had a couple so far that have actually gone that way, but each one, I think I've gone to bed very tired and like ready to be asleep. I'm not like doing the late night bedtime revenge procracticune piece as much anymore.
Because you're able to get everything done that you want to do.
Exactly. When it's time to go to bed, it's like, and I'm tired. I'm done with the day. I
did the things. It's sleepy night time. I love that.
Exactly.
Maybe one day I'll be there, but it's fine. I'm happy with the schedule that I have now. It works out well. It fits my writing. So
I was gonna say you've been crushing it. So
I'm trying. or like I said before, or is it crushing me? But speaking of crushing it, it is time for all of us here to crush it.
Oh, look at that transition.
I know the transitions. I just can't help myself. It has to be smooth. That's the actor in me, I guess. I don't know.
I love it.
But with that said, friends, this is going to be our first sprint of the evening. Emily, do you have a quick little goal that you're working towards during this first sprint?
Goal during the first sprint. I think I want to finish a scene that I started 2 nights ago that I left kind of on a cliffhanger for myself almost. I don't know exactly where I want it to end up. So if I can finish that scene, that would be great. What about you?
I think that I am going to read and edit through what I already wrote today because I've already done a little over 1,000 words while I was at work today.
Okay.
And so I'm going to read and maybe edit through some of that and possibly continue forward. And if I'm not feeling that, I also am beta reading for Taylor. So I might do a little bit of that as well. So
I
it's
love
kind of
it.
up in the air. I'm just going to kind of bounce around, see where the vibes take me.
My favorite. My favorite mode, honestly. I will go where the vibes tell me I should go.
Indeed. Also, Christina says, good luck, everyone, riding on the couch tonight, but here to cheer you all on.
That sounds
Do a little
lovely.
extra riding for us, please,
Yes.
and thank you. Also, this made me laugh. Tragic news.
Oh no, not time to
We're
write.
starting. I know, tragic news. I'm a night shifter, so luckily my creative time is about 1 to 4 a.m. I am dead to the world during those hours. But
That was my undergrad, like university. Those were my
yeah,
hours, which
those were my hours when I was also an undergrad. But now that I have to be up and awake at 6:30 every
there's
morning,
no chance. No chance.
I can't make it past 10 p.m. And I'm like, I can't look at a screen, but it's fine. All right, friends, 40 minutes is on the clock. Best of luck to you.
Good
And we'll see you on the
luck.
other side.
The other side.
Beep, 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 beep.
Thank you. Thank you for that timer.
Gentle beep.
Love it.
Well, that was the first 40-minute sprint. How did you do, friend?
I think I did pretty well. Let me look and see what I got in terms of word count. I did, in fact, finish the scene.
Nice.
Great.
How much further do you think you have left in this first draft?
Oh gosh. Well, one thing about me, I'm a non-linear writer, so I have been jumping around quite a bit. Act 1, so this story takes place over the course of 3 academic years. So Act 1 basically is second year, Act 2 is third year and a little bit of fourth year, and then Act 3 is like the important stuff in fourth year. So I've written like most of second year, a couple scenes from their third year, and a couple scenes from fourth year. So I'm basically trying to slot all the big pieces in, and then the rest of it I'll kind of pepper throughout. But I made a calendar. Let's see if I can reach.
Love a calendar.
Oh goodness. I printed at Staples calendars of like the events that happen basically in the story. The ink is a little bit like smudged, but it's mostly for my own reference to like keep everything straight, so I'm not referring back to things like incorrectly. So I have like certain dates that things happen. So I am a chaos pantser, but also I need to have some sort of structure. So that's what I've been doing. So I would say I want to say like by the end of this year, hopefully, or at least by the end of my creative sabbatical, which is like early January is when that's over. I will have like a completed draft. Will it have every scene and hit every beat? No, most likely not. But it's coming along. So yeah. I think it'll be like between 60 and 70K the first draft, and we're at 50. What are we at right now? 51. I wrote 595 words that sprint, but it's at almost 52K in total.
Oh wow! So we're pretty much like right in the same spot, pretty much.
That's
right. Like I was updating my track bear, and allegedly I am less than 25% away from the ending.
That's amazing.
So yeah, because according to this, I'm at 76.45% of the way through.
Amazing, incredible.
So that is, yeah, that's just looking at this like line chart, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's such a small line to cover 3 months of my life.
Yep.
But it's just
it's weird to see it boil down like that, I feel like.
Yeah, and just to like, but also just like see how small the progress was for each day, but how like you've gone from the bottom of the graph to almost
all the way to the top corner, and you're like we're doing something.
Right, something's happening, something's working, so that's good. But yes, for me, I read through what I wrote today, and then I ended up adding like another 130 words to that. I made some dinner. We had some leftover biscuits that I made, and so I just like whipped together a quick little sausage gravy and did biscuits and gravy because I'm lazy and it was easy. And so it is. And I just chat calls me out on it all the time, but I just love a breakfast food for dinner. Like it's so good, like a bowl of cereal, little French toast. But I always try to make sure that whatever I eat has some form of like protein to it. So for this, I had like some turkey sausage, like turkey breakfast sausage left over. And so I was like, heck yeah, we're just going to do that.
I was like, just throw it together, casual. Just made a casual gravy to go with your biscuits.
Well, I mean, you just, all you really need to make a gravy is fat and flour and milk. So, you just warm up your sausage. It releases a little bit of the juice. You put a little dab of butter in there, a little flour. Let it kind of cook for a minute so it don't taste nasty. Then you pour your milk in, let it get hot, and it just thickens up and it's done.
Perfect.
Well, literally took me 5 minutes. However long I was gone on the stream when my camera was off, that's how long it took me to make it. So
okay, so it's quick then. Look at you.
Right. Listen, one thing about me, I can whip something together with something in the pantry if I have to.
That's a very good quality. That's a very good quality to have.
Right. Well, I grew up in a house where like, there were some days where mom was just be like, fend for yourself. There's leftovers in the fridge, but if you don't want that, make something up.
Yeah, have something else. There's bread there.
'Cause I've cooked for the week, so either eat that or figure it out yourself. Thank you very much. So I spent a lot of time figuring it out myself as a kid because I didn't want to eat spaghetti for the 4th night in a row, you know?
Which is fair.
But hey, you do what you got to do. Hoping to eventually get Scrivener when I get my PC this Christmas. Ah, that is so fun. Scrivener, it saves my life all the time. Just all of its backup features and the version histories. And not just, I mean, it's all the different features where you can have all your different categories all separated out. That is, I'm also dead to the world at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I want to be a morning writing person. Now that I pretty much don't have a choice to be a morning girly because I'm a corporate girly, I want to be able to write before work so bad, but I just love sleep too much.
Me too.
I can't give her up.
No, it's too hard. But I used to take transit into my office when I was going into the office in my previous role. And I was doing subway sprints like every morning. So for roughly 30 minutes each morning. And then on the way home from work, I almost like Pavloved myself into needing to write whenever I was on public transportation. So I would just like pull up my Google Doc or whatever on my phone and just be like, type in my words before work. And anytime that worked out, it was good. But it was usually between the hours of like 7:45 and like 8:30-ish, depending.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work until about 8:30. That's about the earliest it'll work.
That is fair.
That's about all I got.
Well, good for you, Lynn.
Right, right.
That's crazy.
We're rooting you on.
Yes, truly.
You are stronger than me, so you better work. Listening to music and writing at the same time is so helpful. I agree. You listen to music while you write?
I love it. I get into like a flow state.
Yeah. Or like album that's like your go-to, or you just like a curated project?
I have a playlist for the project, but I also sometimes like I don't need specific music. I just need filler background, if that makes sense. So sometimes if I find a song I really like, I will just listen to it on repeat until it stops sounding like a song and just starts sounding like my brain working.
Yeah.
I did that recently with Afterthought by the band Camino, which is like, I guess their new song that they just dropped. And that song doesn't exist to me as like a song anymore now. I love it, but it is truly just like noise for a specific scene. And it's funny going back to like what we were talking about at the very beginning of the live, the idea of like you can pinpoint like what you were doing, what you're working on, what you were navigating in your actual draft. I feel like I go back and I look at certain scenes and I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that to this song. Like that reminds me of this song. I should listen to that again when I work on that scene next time. So yeah, music is very fun.
Music that has lyrics. Just like an orchestra of something. Recently, a lot of Hans Zimmer, some Pirates of the Caribbean, because that's just, I mean, class, you know?
It's true.
And then what else did he? I think Interstellar.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
I was listening to some of that as well because it just kind of got Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was like, whoa, this is not the vibe. But I thought that was also Hans Zimmer. So.
Hi, Charlie.
And hey, hoping the sprint's fabulously for everyone. Thank you so much, Charlie. And we have JK Lamba.
Hello.
Writing is going well. So far, so good. JK Lambo cannot complain. Love finding the music to playlist for all my stories. See, I'm a playlist person. There's usually like a, I don't know, and that kind of like matches the vibes. I just play that on that book.
That's so fair.
I was in fact locked in.
You were locked in. I saw that.
I was reading. Oh, I forgot an hour and a half of beta reading. I don't know if I said that.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. Look at you. That was a very productive 40 minutes. My goodness.
And on top of pester seconds for something, but that's just how it is. A single mom who works 2 jobs. Making contemporary romance mood board, do not recommend. I have no say on that because I've never contemporary romance.
I haven't either. I do love a mood board, but I understand they can be kind of paralyzing sometimes where you're trying to figure out what the most important pieces are to like capture in your mood board. And I always go overboard. Like mine are always a little bit more maximalist. So it's tough. It's tough to find that balance. So I feel you on that front.
So maybe I'm just weird. Like I love looking at a mood board. I love a stunning, Instagram mood board and all that stuff. I never energy to like actually make one, to like sit and do it, because I'm like,
That's fair.
When I'm on there, and maybe like you said, you've Pavloved yourself. Maybe because I used to just get on Pinterest as a distraction, and I almost like Pavlov myself to like anytime I pull up Pinterest, the little voice in my head's like, get off. No. So I just don't get on.
No, it's fair. I feel like it's a procrastination method for me a lot of the time where I'll be like, I don't want to work on my project. I'm going to go make some cute mood boards or like some cute Instagram posts. So I'm sure people have seen me post more on my Instagram than I have in the last little while. Yes, I am avoiding my draft when I do that.
Yeah. Also, Right with Sab says, wish I could write on my commute. Such a skill, to be honest.
It definitely takes practice. But I was doing that for like
I feel like I'd get motion
or something on the subway.
I don't do well with staring at screens like while in a moving vehicle.
That's fair.
Especially like something like a subway where it's like abrupt
it's gonna like
goes and like can't do it.
And some mornings it was very much like that, like standing, trying to like type. Yeah.
Just doing your best,
Just doing your best. Yeah, exactly.
The Spirit soundtrack. Spirit is in the horse. Is that who we're talking about? Because I end up having to listen to this album after. Love a good YouTube fans to write to. There is a really good fourth one. I also fantasy ambiance. There is one that they have. I can't remember the specific. Use them often because they have like a bunch of different. They almost feel like fantasy backgrounds and so like there's like an autumny one. Like today I was writing to like a winter one. It was called like Winter Quake that I found. Okay. And so, but it was just like so chill and nice, but all strings and the violins and stuff in the fantasy world. It was, I highly recommend it. But literally I just type in fantasy ambiance because I love an ambiance. Pirates of the Caribbean goes so hard when I'm working on my pirate fantasy. Save me from this academic prison. I just want to write. You'll be out of there soon, Kylie.
Exactly. You'll be out of there so soon.
Close.
All Pirates of the Caribbean all the time.
Yes. Playing Pirates of the Caribbean while driving, it tends to make me speed. Hey, I get it.
Fair.
I get it. My current story is not a Christmas story at all, but I have 3 Trans-Siberian on repeat because the hit the sweet spot for some reason. I love that.
That's exactly what your music that you're writing to should do.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like I've seen this movie, but it was a very long time ago.
I've definitely heard of it.
But I know exactly
I need to watch it.
Who you're talking about. Spirit. It's right now. Our Christmas ambiance is 1950s music. It's so good.
Yeah,
that would be cozy. I love a little jazz band in the background. And sometimes what I'll do, well, not for the fantasy because none of the places in my book exist in the real world. Writing like thrillers and things like that. Like if I have like a scene that's in like a diner or in like, a busy schoolyard, I will literally look up like soundscapes for the places in the book so that I can like fully and like, because while I can't necessarily see, feel, or whatever these characters are experiencing, I can at least like hear it. And then what I'm hearing, I can assign that to it. Maybe they're seeing, and then maybe there's something on that, like if they're hearing plates clinking, what's on the plate? What could they be smelling? And so it really just like kind of helps me bring in a lot of like descriptors in
I love
scenes
that. That's awesome.
without having any like words or because like what you said, eventually it just kind of becomes background noise. Like I don't even notice
Let's
it.
skip the rest of it and let's just go straight to background noise from the very
Yeah,
beginning. I love
exactly.
that.
And so yeah, it's a Grot Tim. So but I'll definitely is this on streaming, Tia? I feel like if it's your favorite movie, you would know. So if it's on streaming, let me know because maybe that's what I'll do as a reward for writing today after the stream.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes, soundscapes 100%, especially for deep focus. Yes. Do you ever listen to the videos that are like certain amount of hertz or whatever that says it's perfect for focus?
Oh, sometimes yes. I think it's brown noise that I like for focus.
Yeah,
Brown noise for focus.
I sleep for brown noise with brown
Okay.
noise.
I love. I love.
We just be
I
like, well, I'm not going to say her name because she'll hear me, but Alexa, play brown noise.
Incredible. Incredible. Yeah, I haven't written to any of the like Hertz stuff in a long time, but I used to use it all the time when I was studying in university,
Mm,
which was a long time ago, aging
mhm.
myself here. But I loved it for that because I would get so distracted and like go and do anything else. And music I would even get distracted by, but like the sound would keep my head down on my
Yeah.
textbook, my paper focused.
Because it's a constant. So
Yep,
like there's no like rise and fall. It's just one, and so it's like hyper focus.
exactly.
Which
Which
sometimes I need that as well. So really, I guess moral of the story is as long as there's no words, I'll listen to it to write.
amazing. Amazing.
Which is crazy that I can write with so many other sounds, but for some reason, when there's words involved, it just doesn't. I wonder what the science is behind that.
I feel like it gets distracting sometimes. I mean, I personally filter the sound like the words out, but I also know a lot of other people do not do that. And it's
Hmm.
harder where
Hmm.
you're like because there's a story
You
in a
can do that on
song.
Apple Music, right?
I don't know if you can. I just
Where
kind of
you
like
can
do it
like
in my
take the
brain.
vocals off.
But if there's like a way to
Oh,
do that, I feel like I need to figure that out.
I'm
That
pretty
sounds
sure there
great.
is.
Okay, I will
Because you
have
could
to
basically turn any song into like a karaoke version.
Oh, okay. Well, then that might be perfect because then it's the best of both worlds, and you can listen to a song,
Okay,
get the
Hannah
beats,
Montana.
etc., etc.
You get the best of both worlds.
Literally, exactly.
We love to see it. We love the Hannah Montana. Mix it all together, and you know
So
you got the best of both worlds.
amazing.
And speaking of the best of both worlds, we've been living in the world of Yap for long enough. The
We love
time
it
has
here.
come. The time has come for us to enter the world of writing. Because on these streams, you do, in fact, get the best of both worlds. So, with that said, friends, we are going to be entering our second 40-minute sprint of the stream. This will be our final sprint, so make it count. Best of luck
We got
and
this.
happy writing. Beep, 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 beep.
Hello. There we go.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, she has crawled into my lap and is taking a lovely little nappy poo while I was doing my beta reading. I got through another like 2 chapters, I think.
Oh, awesome.
So,
You're making some great progress then.
yeah, not mad at it. But how'd it go for you?
Pretty good. So I just spent the first half like rereading through what I wrote last sprint to make sure that it would work. And then I started another chapter that's like the scene that immediately follows it, but switches POVs. And let me check and see how many words I got for that. I got 261. So not a ton,
Okay.
but like a good start to the scene.
Yeah.
And I know where I want to take it. So I'm feeling good about it. It's been a good writing day, which I had my doubts when I got up this morning, honestly. So that's
I love that. So glad you were able to make some great progress today.
Me
Love
too.
that. Oh my god. Tia is so happy to have seen Honey. You have made Tia's day. I want you to
she's
know
so
that.
cute.
Ugh. Here you
Hi,
go, Tia.
Honey.
This is for you.
She's perfect.
She is a mess and a handful. She's a sleepy girl because normally she doesn't let me do this. Okay, we'll get back down. There we go. Let's see. Almost done, y'all. Thank you for your support. I'll see you Saturday. Yes, indeed, we will be here. And I'm so glad you said that, Kylie, because for all of you watching, I do not have a stream planned for Thursday because Evelyn here on YouTube is having her Gru live stream.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I simply just could not miss it because I have missed the last few or all the rest of the Gru live streams, however many there have been. And so this was important. So, if you're looking for me on Thursday, I will be in Evelyn Black's stream, who is actually, I think, streaming right now. She might still be going. But yeah, that is where you will find me next week. Come hang out in the chat with me because I am so excited for that stream. It's going to be so much fun. But otherwise, I will be back on. Actually, I think the stream this weekend is on Sunday at noon because I'm going to a wedding on Saturday. So that is there, but it's already posted on the channel. Should be there for you. And I'll be streaming with Taylor, Natalie, and Evelyn. So it's going to be a grand old time.
Lineup. That's
yeah,
awesome.
Very excited to hang out with those lovely ladies on Sunday. But before we go, Emily, do you have anything you wanna plug to the people?
Sure. So I create AuthorTube content here on YouTube. You can find me at Emily H. Thompson here on YouTube. And then over on Instagram, I post like silly little graphics and things about my project, which I think I said earlier is how I love to procrastinate writing, where I'm doing writing adjacent things. And that is Emily Thompson Writes over on Instagram. So I'm trying to be more active on both of those. I do also have a Substack for the plot, which is linked. I think it's linked on both my Instagram and my YouTube pages. I don't update that super often, but I have a couple of like stuff in draft right now that I'm working through. So if you prefer consuming written content instead of like video or photos, that could be an option as well. But thank you so much, Cody, for having me as a guest. It's been a privilege. It's been a very good writing day, which, like I said, is awesome. And it's always a pleasure to hang out with you, yap with you, and get some words in while we're at it. So it's been a great
Of course. Day. You're welcome on the channel anytime. Because
I'll be back for sure.
Love me a good yap, especially a good writing yap. So. Yes. Absolutely. And I have been your host. I have been Cody. And this is Honey. She is back to being asleep. And you can find me on the internet Sunday or in Evelyn's chat on Thursday. So with that, we will see you all in the next